Okay, we're attempting to enter this abandoned mine. I'm coming down an erosion pile here at the entrance, and then ahead of me is a partial collapse. I'm here with Nick from the Miner 49er YouTube channel, and he's already gone ahead, and you can see the tunnel there. And let me get my lights on. Don't know if you can hear in the camera, but there's a lot of air blowing out of this portal. But right here above me, you can see how these boards are on the verge of breaking. They're holding up a lot of rubble. See this? And we got to get past that. Down there to where that wooden door is. You can see ore cart tracks, so let's go check it out. Okay, there's the portal we just came through. A lot of air blowing through here from inside the mine. Got ore cart tracks, and let's keep going. These ore cart tracks are the wooden pieces of wood with metal strapping attached on top for the rail. As I've mentioned in other videos where we've seen these kinds of ore cart tracks, this was the cheaper way of doing it. Rather than buying actual steel tracks, they would take pieces of wood and attach like a 2x4 and attach metal strapping on top. And that was a cheaper way of doing it. There's some kind of metal spike. But yeah, you see these kinds of ore cart tracks in these mines every so often. And of course the cross ties are wood as usual. But in this case, so are the rails. Now I can't remember what was mined here. I'll have to put a caption in the video. But it was either silver or gold. Active in the mid to late 1800s. And Nick has already gone ahead of me, so we'll have to catch up to him, but no idea how extensive this mine is. So it looks like the tracks come to a junction of some sort here. Let's go check it out. Well, we're here at a four-way junction. Not sure what that was. You can see the tracks there where my light is, kind of curves off there and goes that way. I don't know if that was a shaft at some point, a winds going down to a lower level. But, oh wow, look at this. Tunnel goes that way. That looks like it might have been an ore pass. Got a ladder here. That looks like a dead end. And then it looks like the main tunnel with the tracks goes that way. Decisions, decisions, decisions. And of course, we just came from that way. Okay, so this ladder here at this four-way junction actually goes up into a stope up there. And most likely that's an open stope with an opening to the outside because there's so much airflow in this mine. But that board right there would have been a worker's platform or a way to get across that gap on the level that's up there. But a stope is the void that remains after the miners remove all the ore. These cavities are called stopes. But I'm going to take the main tunnel here to the left. I hear Nick coming, and we'll see where this goes. Okay, we'll check out the tunnel to the left. This seems to be the main haulage tunnel because the tracks go this way. Kind of a fault there or something. More ladders going into the stopes. Oh wow, that's a, oh my gosh, that goes way up. That's an ore pass. Yeah, there are definitely some upper levels to this mine. Here's another contact zone, this smooth wall. Boy, these tracks just curve all over the place. Another ladder access point with an ore chute. Wow, that ladder is missing a lot of rungs. That goes up there pretty far, not as high as the other one we just saw, but here's a chute with a metal chute gate, which is kind of rare. Usually the chute gates are made out of wood. But they would park an ore cart right here and then raise this metal chute gate and let the ore tumble out into the cart. Let's check out this tunnel to the right. Looks like there's a shaft right there. We'll come back and check that in a minute. This is probably a dead end. Yeah, that's a dead end there. That large piece of metal you see right there, miners call that a muck sheet, and they would put that at the end of the tunnel when they were about to blast, and all the blasted rubble would fall on the metal plate, which made it easier to shovel, or in some cases, I guess, they would drag the plate out of the mine. But I just think it made it easier to shovel all the rubble off of it. So that's what those were used for. Here's a smaller one right here. And I think that other tunnel might come out to this point. This might be an intersection. Let's backtrack and check out that other tunnel. I bet it loops around. So here's this vertical shaft. Nick said this goes down about, I think he said 20 feet. Oh, it's deeper than that. Maybe I misunderstood him, but that looks pretty deep. But yeah, I believe that tunnel that we were just at, that intersection, would have been right around the corner there. There's a big barrel right there. And yeah, I'm not going to crawl through that. But let's see if we get a shot looking down here. Yeah, it's too hard to see, but I can see that goes down pretty far. Maybe 30 feet. I think I see the bottom. But you wouldn't want to fall in there, that's for sure. Well, let's head back to the main junction and check out some of those other branches. So we're back at the four-way junction, taking the tunnel to the right. That's a dead end, and this is obviously a dead end. So we're gonna check out the one to the right here. A little bit of low clearance here. That goes up into the same stope. So we just came from that way, and looking back towards where we just came from, you can see here where this goes up into the stope, all these little white veins. That's probably what they were mining. I don't know if that's quartz, but whatever it is, I believe those kinds of veins that are real skinny like that are called stringers. And those go way up there into that stope. You can see where my light is. But I believe that's what they were going after. That's what they were mining here, these stringers. So that's what those were called. And we're headed back that way.